1985, the year. While the world was looking to the future, fearless prospectors deep in the dense South American jungle made a discovery that defied logic. They didn't just find a stone, they found an underground cathedral, a giant colossal geode, an anomaly of nature large enough to shelter a man inside its crystal walls. Ever since I heard the first whispers of this legend, I've been obsessed. I wasn't looking for the wealth it might hide, but the lesson in engineering and survival that the Earth itself was teaching me. For months, I retraced the steps of this legend, venturing into the unknown, seeking to understand how the brute force of the planet could forge such perfect organic architecture. I needed to see it with my own eyes. But to understand the magnitude of this search, you need to know what we are dealing with. What exactly is a geode? At its core, it is a bubble of absolute patience, a time capsule forged in fire and silence. It all begins in chaos, in the boiling volcanic magma of millions of years ago, or in cavities of sedimentary rocks. Gas gets trapped, and the rock cools and hardens around it. Then, eons of mineral-rich water infiltrate through these fissures, depositing layer after layer of crystals in the dark. The word itself comes from ancient Greek, geoids, which simply means earth-like. And it makes sense because the first great discoveries throughout history have always revealed this deep connection with the volcanic bowels of our planet. Nature is the greatest master of deception. If you stumble upon a geode in the forest, you'll probably ignore it. On the outside, it is rough, harsh, gray, and chalky, an ordinary, even ugly rock. But this is the pure concept of wabi-sabi, the hidden beauty in imperfection. It creates a hard shell to protect the core. When you finally crack this brute structure in half, it's a visual explosion, a magical miniature cave. Walls studded with deep purple amethyst teeth, translucent quartz, or hypnotic agate. But are they valuable? That depends on how you look at it. Common amethysts and quartz are abundant and accessible. However, when you find a geode with flawless color, rare formations, or of that legendary size from 1985, we are talking about priceless relics worth fortunes, fought over by collectors, and cut into exclusive jewelry. Yet, their human value goes far beyond aesthetics. Since ancient times, civilizations have used them in medicinal practices and rituals. In Zen Buddhism, and in my own meditation practices in the forest, these stones are not just objects, they are anchors. We use their immutable energy to focus the mind, ground our thoughts, and harmonize the vibration of the environment after a day of heavy labor. That is why geodes are so enchanting. They are the ultimate reminder that true beauty and real strength are never on the surface. They prove that the infinite patience of wild nature can take the absolute chaos of a volcano and transform it into a silent, millimeter-perfect work of art. If the Earth can build such a marvel in darkness and isolation, imagine what we, with our own hands, focus, and sweat, can build. Look up at the sky. The sun isn't just a star, it is an infinite, silent reactor. Out here, deep off the grid, silence is survival and power is absolute freedom. But how do we capture that raw fire and bring it down to Earth? It is not magic, it is raw, beautiful physics. These dark, heavy solar panels are forged from silicon crystals, born from the exact same Earth as the stones we use for our foundations. When daylight breaks, the sun unleashes a constant, invisible bombardment of tiny energy packets called photons. As these photons strike the dark silicon cells on the roof, they hit with such precise, microscopic force that they knock electrons right out of their natural orbit. That disruption creates a flow, a current. We are literally taking the chaotic, burning energy of a star millions of miles away and channeling it into a steady, silent river of electricity running through these wires. It is modern alchemy. This silent current powers our heavy tools, lights up the darkest nights inside the geode, and keeps this shelter breathing without burning a single drop of fuel or breaking the sacred quiet of the forest. It is the ultimate Zen balance, capturing the raw power nature freely gives without leaving a single scar on the land. If you want to see how far we can push this balance, how we take raw earth, timber, and sunlight to forge impossible sanctuaries out here in the wild, hit the subscribe button. Join this journey. We respect the silence, but we never stop working. There is a lot more to build.